All right, lesson 36. Distributive property of rational expressions that contain positive exponents, minus signs, and negative exponents. So we're going to expand by using the distributive property. So go ahead and write this down. All right, so all we're really adding is fractions in this nonsense, all right? So when you multiply, you're going to multiply top to top and bottom to bottom. And don't forget, we always add the exponents, all right? So when I multiply top to top right here, I get x to the fourth. And once we're distributing, don't write your parentheses down anymore, all right? And then I have y times y, which is y squared. These are separate fractions. So then I have a minus sign because this is minus. And then I'm going to multiply the top to the top over here. So I have an x squared times a 3y squared. And I want your 3 to go in front, and then x squared y squared all over. And then we're going to multiply the bottom to the bottom right here. So y times m, which is just ym. All right, and then if something simplified, you should simplify it, like actually right here. So I have a y squared over a y to the first. So you want to subtract exponents. You have 2 in the top and 1 in the bottom, which leaves you with 1 on the top. So simplify within each fraction as you go. All right, let's try another one. This one has 3 terms. So go ahead and write this down. So in the middle here, I would put this over 1. All right, and then we're going to multiply the top to the top. So I have am times xm, which is axm squared. So just the m exponents add. All right, and then in the denominator, we're going to multiply the b squared times ab. And so this has a b to the first, and we're going to add the b exponents. So we get ab cubed minus. All right, now I'm going to multiply the top to the top right here. So I have am times a negative 3ab. So just my a exponents add. So I have 3a squared, and then I have an m and a b all over. Now I'm going to multiply the b squared times 1. So I need to have a b squared in the denominator plus. All right, now I'm going to multiply the top to the top all the way over here. Notice I put a plus sign because there's a plus sign here. So I have am times 6m, which is 6am squared. All over. Now I'm going to multiply the bottom times the bottom. So I have a b squared times a b squared, and again, those exponents add. Now we need to simplify within each fraction. So does anyone notice anything that simplifies? Hopefully you notice that the a's cancel. So then I have x m squared b cubed minus. All right, over here I've got 2 b's on the bottom and 1 on the top. All right, one of them cancels. So you do subtract exponents and there are more on the bottom. And so I am going to leave 1b on the bottom. All right, you could also write this as b times b, so one of them cancels. All right, and then 1 is left on the bottom. Plus, and then that one is good to go, 6am squared over b to the fourth. Nothing simplifies. And then that is your final answer. Let's try one more. All right, so we're going to multiply the top to the top. So I have m, a, x, p. All of those just multiply together. All right, no like terms. And then the bottom to the bottom here would be z, m, k. All right, and then we want to put this over 1. So you're still multiplying the top to the top. All right, the m multiplies here. Again, I'm getting rid of the parentheses after I multiply. So I have a minus sign because of this minus sign. And then I have a 2. And this m to the 1 here is going to add with the m to the fourth. So I have 2m to the fifth, p to the fourth. all over. And now this z is going to multiply to the 1, and I get a z here. All right, and then we look for anything that can simplify. So right here, this m can cancel with this m. So we're left with AXP over ZK. And over here, none of this simplifies, so we just need to rewrite everything that we had, and there's our answer. All right, we've done these before. So we've got a negative exponent, which means we need to move this entire thing to the denominator. All right, the negative can stay with the 4 or it can go on top. But when you move it down, because right now it's in the numerator, the exponent goes positive, not the number. So now I get 1 over negative 16. The negative does not square out because there's no parentheses. And you need to show one step of work on these. All right, for this one, this entire thing needs to go up front. The 1 doesn't really flip. It just stays in the top, but you don't really have to write it down. All right, and then the negative 4 moves up top. And when you move it up top, that's how we get rid of the negative exponent. So it makes it positive. All right, again, there's no parentheses. So this is negative 16 times 1, which is negative 16. All right, now we have some parentheses. I have a negative exponent. All right, so this piece here needs to move into the denominator with the parentheses, and that's how we make the exponent positive. This negative is still hanging out in front. You can put it on the top, you can put it on the bottom, you can put it in the front. I'll just put it on the top with the 1 that we need to leave there when we move it to the denominator. So now I have a negative 1. This is negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. 4 cubed is one of those you should probably memorize. That's 64. All right, and it's a negative times a negative times a negative, so we get negative 64. And then we have a negative over negative is a positive. All right, last one. So for this one, we're going to move this guy up top. All right. The negative you could leave in the bottom if you want as like a negative 1. All right. So we have the 1 on the top. The negative 4 in parentheses moves up, and so does the 3, but it goes positive. And there's really a negative 1 left in the bottom. All right. So this is negative 64 right here, which multiplies to the 1. And then we still have that negative 1 we're dividing by, which gives us a positive 64. All right, you guys, I want you to try the whiteboards, and your sub can just pause it, and you guys can try this. So I'll give you a minute to write down your answer, and then I'll show you the answer. So pause it and see if you can get this one. All right, so hopefully everyone has tried this problem, and now you guys can check it. So you're going to do top to top, which is x to the 4th, bottom to bottom, which is y to the 3rd, add exponents, okay, minus top to top, this would be 3x squared y cubed, all right, and then the bottom to the bottom would be y squared m. Don't forget, we need to simplify those y's right there, and so this piece should simplify as 3x squared y over m. You have 3 on top, 2 on bottom, and they subtract to give you y to the 1st. All right, I'll give you guys a minute to try this one. All right, hopefully everyone has tried this one. Let's multiply the top to the top. So I have x a squared b squared. All right, add the a's, right? Add the b's. And in the bottom, we're going to add those c exponents so we get c cubed. Put this guy over 1, so I have plus. Now I'm going to multiply this to this. That would be 2ab squared x over c squared times 1 would just be c squared minus. Now we're going to do the top to the top here, so that would be 4ab. And then c squared times c squared gives us c to the 4th. And then look within each fraction to see if anything simplifies, and none of these simplify. So that is your answer. All right, these should go really fast. So you guys go ahead and try this one and pause the video. All right, so you should flip this one 1 over 4 squared to make the exponent positive, and we get 1/16. All right, go ahead and pause the video. So for this one, don't square the negative. There's no parentheses. So this one is -16. All right, pause the video. So for this one, we do need to flip it because of the negative exponent. That will make the exponent positive. And then the negative just stays in the front. So -1/16. Your negative can be on the top or the bottom. Last one, go ahead and pause the video and try this one. All right, after everybody's tried it, same thing, you want to flip it. Notice there are parentheses. That's going to make this guy positive. And then the parentheses are going to square out the negative. -4 times -4 is +1/16.